So there must be a special category for coffee consumption by teachers. I mean, it's just not normal, the amount of coffee that I drink. I need to address that. So just when I thought I was going to be able to film another video and hey, I'm on a roll, fatigue hits. And I haven't filmed anything in almost a month. So maybe instead of like a daily video thing, it's going to be a monthly video thing. So a couple of weeks ago, for Halloween, all decked up in my pink diamond costume, which I am particularly proud of. I've given my students some work to do, and you know, in typical Halloween fashion, nobody is focusing. Everybody is a mess. So I tell my students, you know, don't make me manage you. Don't make me micromanage you. And some kid said, Miss, what do you mean? What do you mean, manage us? So I looked at the kid and I said, like, do you want me to be over your shoulder nagging you to tell you what to do? I mean, you're in grade 11, which is the last year of high school here in Quebec. Do you want me to be over your shoulder and pointing out like all of the things that you're not doing and tapping you and reminding you? And I don't believe in that, especially in grade 11 where, you know, next year you're going to be going to college and you're not going to have anyone doing that. It's sink or swim. And the next day, I clarified my position and I related the whole idea of managing my students to the world of business. And I told them, at your job, does your boss, your supervisor, look at what you're doing over your shoulder and constantly hounds you and tells you what to do? Probably not, because it's not the in thing in the business world. Like, you have to give your workers autonomy and independence and trust them that they're going to do their job. And a lot of them in that particular class understood it. So as a teacher, do you manage your students or do you manage your classroom? So when I first started working for the Lester B. Pearson School Board, one of the hot things that was the buzzword or the book that you had to read was the Harry K. Wong First Days of School. And it was all about, you know, setting up routines and structure and guidelines and expectations for your students so they know not only what is expected of them, but how to behave and the routine in the classroom, because inevitably, human beings are looking for structure and regularity and stability and constants. And if, as a teacher, I can create that constant in my classroom and create a routine and students know what to expect from me and from the class, then I think I'm doing my job right. It facilitates my job and it facilitates their learning. So, not to say that the classroom is like the business world. I mean, don't get me started on the fact that the way we've set up school is you know, so archaic that we need to rethink the entire model. That's another discussion altogether. But I think there's a lot to be said when you set your parameters and you establish what is expected in your classroom, so that way your students understand as well. I mean, there has to be clear understanding on both parties. You also have to know what they're expecting from you, and that's another video. So when I'm asked if I manage my students or I manage my classroom, I think I'm managing my classroom because I established the routine fairly early in the year. And if students don't produce and don't do their work, it is not because I have failed as a teacher. It's because in my view, they're not understanding the routine. They're not understanding the structure. So maybe I need to review that. So when I tell students, don't make me manage you, I don't want to become that boss. I don't want to become that teacher who is constantly over the kid's shoulder, because then there is zero learning that's happening. There is zero motivation, and everything that happens in the classroom is set on fear and stress and anxiety, and I don't want that. I have seen in my career way more success when I have let my students go than when I tried to control them. So yeah, so it's short, it's sweet, it's not a very meaningful video, I think. Well, it's not that, you know, full of the pizzazz, but yeah, new video. Hope you like it. Manon Laprof out.